African engineers built this without mortar. 700 years ago, in the heart of what is now Zimbabwe, the city of granite rose from the savannah. Its walls climbed toward the sky, some reaching 11 meters high, stretching like a stone ribbon across the hills. No cement binds them. No metal braces them. And yet they stand unbroken after centuries of wind, rain, and shifting earth. How? Colonial explorers once refused to believe these walls were made by Africans. The precision unsettled them. The scale contradicted their assumptions. They searched for Phoenicians, for Arabs, for any external hand to credit. But the truth lies here, in the stone itself. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, the ancestors of the Shona people engineered Great Zimbabwe, houses of stone, not as an experiment, but as the capital of a thriving civilization. The answer to the first mystery is not magic. It is mastery. Look closely. Each granite block was quarried from nearby hills, where stone naturally fractures along hidden lines of weakness. Shona masons understood this. They heated the rock, cooled it rapidly, and allowed nature to split it cleanly. They did not fight the granite. They guided it. Then began the shaping. Every block was carved by hand, retrimmed and refined until it met its neighbor with astonishing accuracy. Not stacked randomly. Not wedged with filler. Precision fitted. Weight pressed downward. Friction held everything in place. Gravity became the binder. This is dry stone masonry elevated to high art. But solving that mystery only reveals something larger. Modern architects use advanced software to calculate structural loads, yet these builders achieved perfect curves and soaring heights without blueprints. Why curves? Why ellipses instead of corners? Because straight lines crack under pressure. Corners concentrate stress. The Shona chose flowing forms, sweeping elliptical walls that distribute force evenly along their length. As the structures rise, they taper subtly inward. This technique, known as battering, shifts the center of mass toward the base. Every ounce of weight pushes inward, not outward. The higher the wall climbs, the tighter it holds itself together. It is applied geometry without written mathematics. An intuitive grasp of physics passed from master to apprentice through generations. The walls are not rigid, they breathe. Their interlocking causes allow micromovements during temperature shifts and tremors common to the region. Instead of cracking, they settle. Instead of collapsing, they adapt. And yet the genius is not only structural. Walk into the narrow passages of the great enclosure and sound changes. Granite reflects and amplifies voices. A whisper carries. A command resonates. These corridors guide movement in single file, controlling access to sacred and royal spaces. Engineering merges with ceremony. Space becomes authority. Above the walls, the chevron patterns and denticulate bands crown the stonework. They are not mere decoration. They proclaim power, identity, the cosmology. Art reinforces structure. Structure expresses meaning. The conical tower rising within the enclosure stands not as a defensive turret, but as a symbol, perhaps of royal authority, perhaps of abundance. Engineering and belief intertwine. At its height, this city may have housed up to 20,000 people. It commanded trade routes that linked inland gold fields to the Indian Ocean coast, exchanging goods across vast distances. This was not an isolated fortress. It was the center of a network, political, economic, and spiritual. So the first mystery is answered: the walls stand because their builders mastered gravity, friction, geometry, and stone. But the bigger mystery remains. Why was such brilliance denied for so long? When colonial narratives encountered Great Zimbabwe, they struggled to reconcile its sophistication with their worldview. Myths emerged, lost civilizations, foreign architects, outsiders credited for African achievement. Yet archaeology has long settled the matter. Pottery styles, settlement patterns, oral traditions, and carbon dating all point to indigenous origin. The Shona built this city. African hands shaped these stones. And now, centuries later, the world circles back. In an age concerned with sustainability, architects reconsider mortarless construction. Local materials. Low carbon methods. structures that breathe and endure without steel and concrete. The very techniques once dismissed are studied again, not as relics, but as lessons. Great Zimbabwe is not a ruin of mystery. It is a pinnacle of indigenous intellectual achievement. A civilization that looked at raw granite and saw permanence. But even this is not the final revelation. Because beyond the engineering lies a deeper question, one that echoes across continents. How many other innovations have been buried beneath assumption? How many stories of human ingenuity remain half-told because the lens through which we viewed them was too narrow? The stones of Great Zimbabwe answer one mystery with precision. They reveal a larger one about memory, the recognition, and the map of human innovation itself. And somewhere beyond these walls, across Africa's landscapes of earth and stone, there are more cities, more builders, more forgotten geometries waiting to be understood. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of the next one.